Hey guys, how's it going? It's me Yoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? I already see some comments here. Hello. Oh, Deku, thanks for coming. Tragic story about Toriyama sensei passing away, Yoko. Yeah. Because of creators like him and other Japanese creators is why I love to draw anime and manga. That's amazing. I've been drawing since I was 4. But I didn't draw anime until I was 15 because I got into anime at the age, even though Pokemon was everyone's my childhood. Right. I thank you, Toriyama, and all of Japan for bringing anime and manga worldwide. I hope everyone in Japan is doing okay after this news. May Toriyama rest in peace. Yes. Thank you so much. It means a lot to us Japanese, that not only Mr. Toriyama, he contributed so much for Japan, but also just in general to the people in the world, and the I think that he was one of those creators who had like the mentality that he wanted to depict and so on. Like it was his world and his values that he wanted to depict and tell, I guess. And it's a beautiful world, uh it's amazing that his his works connect us all, when we do like kamehameha, then you understand that, right? So that's such an amazing thing. And people like anywhere, like if you have a TV or internet, like a lot of you just know about the anime and grew up watching that or knowing that. And there's lots of influence for you, and just like Hollywood does to us Japanese. um it's great to know that anime does it to you too. But yeah, but it's also nice that we are saddened, of course, by the amazing creator like him passing. And also there was on the same day, I think, that this voice actor, what you call, like, I guess voice actor, and it's a female, but she was doing the voice of Chibi Maruko, another anime, for over three decades, I think. And I grew up watching that anime, and I had a little goods too. And I'm saddened, as a Japanese citizen. But at the same time, I see lots of, voices missing them already from the world, and it's like we're having this, I don't know, like we are in this together, that we are sharing all these sad times together, and it means a lot. I think that world is more beautiful than people say it is, I think. So thank you for your kind words. I love anime too, got into Japan because of it, and also I look Asian. You do? Cool, cool, cool. Yeah. It's yeah, I'm not too familiar with anime today. I'm a grown up, and there's some grown up people too, like adults enjoy anime too. I'm just more of a Hollywood person, right? Which you have a problem with, but like political ideology wise. But I come from another country, and I enjoy Hollywood and Hollywood movies, and even what's the other one? Greeting card, Hallmark movies and so on. I just enjoy American stuff, right? But uh still, like, it's a like, I know how amazing anime is, so it's really nice that you guys understand the greatness of our creation. Akira Toriyama passed away, a person that created one of the best manga anime stories in Japanese history. Yeah, and it was long too, very like such a long anime too. The storyline, but it had a storyline, so that was great. Hmm. And some of us Japanese are saying that, like, why don't we give them awards? Like amazing creators like him and the Atom guy too. Like, why don't they get rewarded? But yeah. Let's see. I'll try. Oh, hello, John. Thanks for coming again. I'll try to figure out the Discord campfire Japanese thing sometime. Although if everything is in Japanese, I will understand. Yeah, it's in Japanese. And the thing is that we have one member, only one, and I don't think that she understands how to use Discord. I feel like every time we make a post, then she gets an email or some sort. Like I don't know. So like we are not actually updating at all. But yeah, we have to think of ways to monetize and so on. But in the meantime, you could give me super chat, right? Because this is the main thing that I do now, right? So, yep. I literally remember the weekly live stream was today, and I opened the stream, and then the stream just started. Are you a psychic now? That's amazing. Maybe my power, this is a start, beginning of the live stream today, and I just sent out the energy. Maybe. Oh wow, why 90 people watching? What? Oh, because of Trump, the title. Does it? No. なんか80とか90とか出てんだけど。バグってんの？こっちがバグってんだ。びっくりした。The number says on my screen, it says like 93 people watching, and I'm like, what the hell? But maybe on Twitter. I'm sad about Toriyama. Dragon Ball was a big part of my life growing up. Man, it's so like amazing to know that everybody is watching. Okay. なんでだろうね。バグってるこれ。Just got a picture. Hey Yoko, hello. なぜだ Somebody retweeted? Somebody big retweeted or something? Beauty. Thank you. You are very welcome. No. Where did you come from? Like, you're very welcome. Thank you. ありがとうございます。お会いします。ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。Okay, maybe I should talk about Trump then. I saw I posted about Trump today because I found a good article. Oh, 100 people, yay! This is today's Yomiuri Shimbun. Well, which side is that? This side. Do you see Trump's face? Yeah. And it says that Trump is now, he wants to raise tariffs and also approaching the labor unions. So it's talking about the contrast between Trump and Biden. And talking about Teamstars, is it the name? The truck labor union, and how he approached to that. And Trump is now calling himself tariff man. I believe that it was a thing. Like there was another president back in the day, right? And now Trump is calling himself tariff man. And also UAW, the automobile labor union too, right? And it's amazing. Like through this article, I'm learning that Trump is, very strong. Like he's so strategic. And at the same time, I read an article in Japanese, which came out in the later February, and it was talking about Trump objectively, and it like meaning like it's good and bad at the same time. And so basically, wait, I'm so blown away by the number. Like, let me get a screenshot here. What? Yeah. So anyway, なんでだろう Yeah, where was I getting at? Trump and Biden and I forgot. Super chat. Thank you. I did well on my Japanese midterm last week. Oh yeah, you were talking about it. Cool. The listening and comprehension is hard though. I'm gonna try conversation classes or something soon to improve. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's good to hear. Yeah. Keep me updated with your Japanese journey. Um, yeah. Equal tariff to get other countries to stop using them against the USA. Yeah, so the problem is that like if Trump, it's good that like okay, so the good side of Trump's tariff is that it is mainly against China, right? We are talking about the world hegemony, and Trump is still like he hasn't changed since when we compare him today with the first term, right? So that's really great to know. And wait, sorry, I'm just pressured by the number. Like, why all of a sudden, like over 100 people watching? I don't get it. But thank you though. And yeah, but the problem is that we don't know what kind of people that Trump would surround himself with. Like, there were people that would stop him from going so extreme, right? And also, I don't know the system of America that I read that like the Congress is supposed to have the right to, you know, change the tariff and so on, but the president now has the ability. Like, I'm confused by that. But yeah. Did you see how even China paid their respects to Akira Toriyama? Oh yeah, I read that. Yeah. Also the worldwide reactions like France. Yeah, like Macron, President Macron, he posted a picture of what he was given by Toriyama, and it's a picture uh, drawn by Toriyama. So that was good to see. Yeah. We are like we Japanese people are informed by of that sort of information. Like we know. So that's good. Yeah. Thank you so much. Mm, yeah, the only problem, I guess, with the tariffs is that when Trump goes very extreme against China, then it could backfire, and that's something that we are kind of, concerned of. But at the same time, China is the kind of country that only listens to power as a language, right? Like we tell China, like, oh, let's do this, do that. And they might say, like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And they don't follow you. And they only listen when you show power. That's just how they are. So, yeah, I think that with Trump, like Trump knows how to talk to the world leaders like Xi Jinping, Putin, and Kim Jong Un. I also saw the news that Trump met with Orban from Hungary recently. So it's good that he is talking to a lot of different leaders in the world, even though he's not elected yet. He's doing all the work behind the scenes and he's preparing. And I guess that he is like certain, that he will win. And my concern really is the Biden, like if let's say that the election gets stolen and Biden somehow wins, right? And then what I'm concerned about the most is Biden dying in like while he's serving, and then Kamala Harris becomes the president, the first female president of the US, and that will be a nightmare because she's so progressive, and at the same time she too like my reaction is that she doesn't know what she's saying. Like on a different kind of they don't know what they're saying. From like Biden and Kamala Harris, it's different, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that would be very, very terrible. I feel like there was one more article about Japan on Japanese newspaper, by the way. Oh yeah, over here. Oh. Anyway. I don't know if you guys read newspaper, but I do. And see, like inside too, there's another picture you see Trump with Xi Jinping. And they're talking about trade war. The title of this, like, this is a series on the newspaper, by the way, and it says Trump Theater 2024. And yeah, they're talking about a tariff. So what your take from this should be that Japan is it's not worried, but like we are watching his policy, Trump's policy about the tariffs. So, and they're comparing, like there's a table here, over here, and they're comparing the policies of Biden and Trump about trade policy, not anti, like Chinese counter China policies, oil and gas policy, and EV, electronic vehicle policies, and so on. The impression that I get from this comparison is that Biden is of course like he is a continuation of today, and it's like even though they think China as a problem, it's not like they're gonna turn against China completely. So it's kind of dragging, and it's weird. Like China is your enemy, but at the same time you're sleeping with them, kind of thing. So problems remain the same, right? But Trump's policies, though, it's really black and white. And yeah, so I do understand the concerns of the business field. I don't know what you guys think of that. Is it like for you, is it the kind of thing or the phase that you think you need to go through to make a better world? Or are you concerned about that? Because again, Trump's White House, it will be Trump and then those loyal people around him. So for Japan, like when I think about my country, I just tell myself that we need to think of all kinds of scenario of the election and what happens next, right? So like in the trade war, Japan is, or even though we are alliance, it doesn't mean that things will turn out good for us all the time, right? Because we are another country. But the bright side of what's happening is today on the front page, they're talking about this, America. For America, we are increasing like equipment parts and so on. Japan America Summit. We are adjusting on strengthening like a partnership. So they're talking about here too the over here Ukrainian. So support for Ukraine, and we support that. So this is talking about how America is having a hard time supporting Ukraine, right? Because you guys are the main country. And at the same time, Japan, of course, is your close ally, and we are in this together. But Japan has all these limitations, like militarily, and also when it comes to exports and so on. But like right now, we are trying to strengthen the system to co-produce all this equipments and defense things and so on. So I think it's really, really good, you know? And it's the ironic part though is that, oh, let me take a screenshot of this. 160 people watching. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, it's where was I getting at? America. Oh yeah. So this good move, strengthening partnership and so on. And oh, by the way, our prime minister is visiting uh, America to meet Biden in exactly a month on February, not February, in April. Yeah, April 10th. We are gonna have a summit, and they're gonna talk about stuff like this, like how to cooperate better, so that even though it's basically Japanese people, we follow the order led by America, right? Like post-war, World War II world order is what we are in, right? And yeah, but so we are gonna do this, and sorry, I got distracted by comments. Yeah. So for Japan, we are so cooperating with the US too, right? Like we have our limits, but at the same time, we want to make things better. So we are talking it out with the US, how far we can do and how to do it and so on. And at the same time, other than America, like we are so dependent on America. So now we are developing this new fighter jet with the UK and Italy. And it's for the most part, it's going well. It's progressing, but it's in progress. It's the expression, right? So we are in progress. We are moving forward. But we have two governing parties, Kishida Prime Minister's party, LDP, and the other party, Komeito. And Komeito is very pro-China, and they didn't have a problem with that project. But after Komeito leader visited China in November last year, after he came back, they began to say, like, oh, like we didn't know that it could be exported to another country through the country that we sell. And they basically just tried to stop us. And now they're saying that we can move forward. However, it must have it must be limited to this project, meaning that they won't allow other projects to make fighter jets and so on. So they're really the problem for us. But still, I think it's a good thing that we are, Japan is changing, and it's hard to it's unfortunate though that the economy is bad, so the people here don't understand how great the current administration is. It's doing a lot. Like they are even achieving what Shinzo Abe couldn't achieve back in the day because it's Abe. Like everybody, like all the people on the left side, they wanted to bash Abe just like your leftists in the US are bashing Trump because he's so symbolic, But Kishida, he's not really conservative. He's not very, he doesn't appear to be a patriot, right? But he is, he knows what to do. He is more of I guess, a work person. So he works it out with those who are around him, and I feel like he is becoming more and more like a prime minister. Like at the beginning, we didn't know what he's capable of, but like his position is raising him, we feel. And one of the good things that he did recently is that what I talked about last week, that our sake the pronunciation is sake, but sake or alcohol that is exported to the EU. They were saying that due to the recycling policy, I guess, they wanted to ban the for them import of sake because we are using the glass and so on as a bottle, and they say that it's not like environment friendly and so on. But our current administration actually avoided the worst case scenario, and it didn't become the case that we can export still, so that's great. Yeah. Thank you so much for those who are watching this. Let's see. I feel so sorry for the prime minister who has to deal with Biden. Oh yeah, did I? Oh yeah, where I was getting at is that all these good things are happening surprisingly under Biden administration. All this cooperation, all this shift, of Japan and so on. And what comes to my mind is actually like the bureaucracy, It's not Biden's leadership, but the bureaucracy and the military forces that are doing all this amazing work. So I don't know what to take from that, but yeah. I don't know. Is it the deep state that Trump refers to? So if Trump gets to actually drain the swamp and, change the entire system, I wonder, my concern as an outsider is that are they able to carry on the projects and so on without mistakes? That's my concern. And I guess that my side, like Japanese side, we need to, work very hard to, make sure that we are on the same page. We continue to be on the same page. Good that we are a close ally to the US though, but I really hope that just, when it comes to work, when a worker changes, then it changes things. So let's see. What does a drain the swamp mean? It means basically to get rid of all the corruption and interests that were built through the system, I guess. I can't really define that. Like you guys can define that better, but anyway. Ooh, 193 people. Thank you. Okay. Any question? If you guys could give me super chat, that would make my day. Let's see. Part of me wants the Democrats to win, so they're left holding the bag as the economy crashes into depression. I just picture that to be like what, like a socialist or communist country. Yeah. I don't know why people ever they don't learn. Yes, like America's rich people are extremely rich. It's ridiculous, but at the same time, it's not like they are exploiting you, right? They're just making their money, and nobody is stopping you from making money. And if you can't, fight in the same field as them, do something else, right? And I don't know why that's not the case. I have not seen a newspaper in years, maybe 10 years. Oh my gosh. What's happening in Japan is that, of course, I have media literacy, and our media sources, they're left bias. Why? Because as I told you before, Japan is living in a so-called post-war regime. And what that means is that after we lost the World War II, we were occupied. And during that time, our policies and everything were changed, right? Our education and also the media, there was so-called press code. So our media couldn't criticize America, China, South Korea, and so on. So it's biased. Still, there are facts that they deliver. And I'm a conservative, I'm on the right side. And I read left bias newspaper and watch TV for the facts. And I just don't listen to their narrative. And in contrast of that, when I look for information online, it is difficult to see where that source is coming from. Some people say this and that, they just make a post, and I don't know what that is based on. Sometimes, like, they say, oh, this is the information, bam, there's some numbers and blah blah blah. I don't know the background of that. So even though back in, like, just a decade ago, I think that I was relying on the internet because I was sick of all the narratives, that the left bias media produce. But today, it's rather the right side people are very vocal. The time has changed. We were suppressed before, but today, like, conservative books sell better, for example. So there are more and more people on our side, and there are good experts and so on too, but there are some business minded people that just write whatever they want to write to sell. So so that's why I kind of depend on mainstream media now to get the facts straight. Um, and at the same time, speaking to my friends worldwide helps too. They tell me all the important news. Let's see. Let's look at comments. Presidents can only really sign stuff into law and veto stuff from being law. They have some powers with executive orders, but they still carry a lot of influence. Let's see. Yeah, I just don't know about tariff. If you can make your major Japanese at your university or college, then it's cool. But there's a lot you can do on your own. True. Wani Kani to learn kanji and read manga and translate them books into Japanese. Yeah. Cool. Trump needs to be more serious about punishing those corrupt around him. What kind of punishment, though? I wonder what's going to happen, really. Do you think, though, that if there is like a massive number of people that get fired, like he goes, "You're fired," and then everybody gets, all the bureaucracy type of people, they get fired, and then would they start a war or like a civil war? I wonder. It's great that, like, I think one thing is like kind of uh like a consistent, what's the word, like it's one thing is common in what Trump does. He's so clear and he makes things black and white so that he creates enemies easily, right? It could be a good thing, but also it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good thing. So, oh, super chat, thank you so much. When US rewrote the constitution of Japan, it was the start of giving Japanese women human rights that they didn't give prior to. What were your thoughts? Start with human rights that didn't. No, we had human rights. Japanese people, Japanese females voted like way earlier than America, I think, right? No, really. Oh, it's okay, but it's the family that was voting, right? Like Sango. Okay, it's after the World War II. The アメリカは遅かったんじゃないの？アメリカの女性は知らん。黒人はないけど。Oh, right. So black people in America couldn't vote, right? But like, その日本の女性に人権を与えたのが、だからその憲法を変えてからだみたいな。 だからどう思うって、それについてどう思う？人権あったでしょ、日本の女性は別に。
人権は、
うん。
ボーティングブローへないと。
ああ。いや、私はそれが適当に言っただけ。
さっき言ってた。
So forget about the voting thing I said. But Japanese females, we had human rights, and we were not like discriminated or anything. We did have different roles from men, but so like if you look back in history, for example, then even among men there were different roles. You know, some people were warriors, like known as samurai, and some were farmers, and some were business people. So things like that, and it's not like we didn't have human rights. And I think that I have a
はっきり言うとなんで、ね、選挙権がなかったっていう意味ではね、確かにね、男女差別あったけどね、それ以外はね、ほとんどね、すべて平等なんですよ。ね、お前、イランを想像してみろと。イランを想像してみろと。今でも差別やってんだ。日本にはそんな一度として存在してない。
So yeah, so when it comes to like voting rights, then it might be like that might be that females began voting later than men. But if you look at other things, it's equal. You know, male and female, we were equal. But if you like human rights, like we don't have the history of like slaves or anything, and we like females are sometimes even like holy figures too, so like treated well. And yeah, just different roles, I think. And if you look at Iran, for example, those women are they don't have human rights. You know, they're not respected as humans. But over here in Japan, that's not the case. It's hard to explain though. But thank you for your comment. Trump will slap China with lots of tariffs here. The problem of China, though, is that right now China already is in a severe economic situation, right? And what we are saying is that even though for us it's kind of good thing, right? Like politically speaking, like from my standpoint, China is our enemy. China today, led by Communist Party, is our enemy. However, Japan's economy is deeply tied with China, so much so that when they go down, we go down. So we gotta make sure that the shift happens like slowly so that we can prepare, you know. But yeah, yay, more people watching.
人権がないっていうのはね、世界の基準で言うとね、もうタリバンみたいな世界のことを人権がないっていうわけだから。
All right. My husband is just telling me to think in the way that the world standard of human rights, the existence of human rights, you know, whether people have human rights or not, that's that world standard is Taliban or Iran or things like that, right? No way, Japan is nowhere close to that. Just completely different. And Japanese supreme, like the biggest god here, is actually female too. And when we in Japanese language, when we refer to like the wife or the mother of the house, we call them kami, same as God. You know, the pronunciation, it's written differently, but it's the same sound too. So like, yeah, I as a Japanese female, I feel very respected too. It's easy to be female here in Japan. And it's not because, you know, things changed after the World War II. It didn't change in the way that you imagine. You know, like my friend that is over 90 years old, he's close to 100 maybe. He once told me that, you know, his time is like male and female were like students when he was a student, like they couldn't see females, and it was like male and female, like they were divided, like separated, like so much. But back in the day, before that era, so like the era that started in Japan, that was Meiji era, so 1868. But before that, people were like mingled together, even go take a bath, like especially those mine workers, they would I don't know if I guess that's after the World War II though, but they would go take a bath together, male female doesn't matter, they just go together. And I guess it's kind of the same in Europe too, right? Like I hear that in Offspring they go in together.
だから日本では女性に人権がなかったっていう言い回しを日本人として受け入れられないってこと。人権がないってことありえない。お前の国を見ろってこと。全然ボーティングシステムだけの話。次元が違う。
So the level of human rights, whether you have it or not, is just different here. I can't. My husband is upset because like it's hard to explain to. It's only the voting system. Whew. Anyway, punish as legally, got nothing equally as corrupt as they have been to Trump himself. Oh, I see. After the high-profile bad behavior of YouTube foreigners recently, what is the Japanese public opinion on foreigners visiting Japan? Nothing has changed, I guess. But we are aware, though, that there are bad people that disrespect us. But we don't... Japanese people have courtesy, right? Everybody says in the world, they say that, Japanese people are so nice and kind and blah, blah, blah. And that is because we respect the culture of courtesy. And when others lack of it, we get really, really, really hostile. So, yeah. I think the public just knows when it doesn't matter if the person is a foreigner or not. Even Japanese, TikTokers or YouTubers, when they cause a trouble, our public bashes that like so much. Like you have no idea. So yeah. So it just happened to be that foreign tourists do that sort of stuff too. But we understand that each country has idiots. So yeah. ね、迷惑系 YouTuber の海外の人が日本でやらかしたりしてるけれども、まあ日本の大衆は腹立ってるっていうね。
まあそう。
FDR knew Japan would attack Pearl Harbor. It was an inside job. Oh, speaking of which, yes, that's right. And speaking of which, today marks how many years now? Today was when Tokyo bombing happened, and is it 100,000 people died? It's and tomorrow is the anniversary of the earthquake in 2011. What of Fukushima disaster happened. It's been 10 years now. Not 10 years. Sorry, I got confused. How many years now? Was it 2011? So 13 years. Yeah. Just I'm screenshotting every time the number of the viewers goes up. Never mind me. The problem is that he can't fire bureaucrats that easy. Oh, okay. In his first term, he tried to play ball with the rhinos, but I don't think he would do it now. So he may fire some, especially those in the EU. What do you mean the EU? Oh, like dispatched people? Interesting. Yeah, I don't know where he would begin. I heard this interesting. It was kind of mean approach, but Trump actually wants the border crisis like until the election day. That was an interesting perspective. I don't know, but yeah, Trump is it's so crazy though that all he's saying, like what Trump is saying when it comes to the borders, is that just have a border, right? In the south and the north. You gotta have it because that's what defines your land, your territory as a country, right? And there are people that are opposed to that, and that is crazy. Oh, improving. Women more rights. Oh, I see. Eh, I don't know because I don't feel that females in Japan. I don't feel that females were like disrespected and so on. Because if you just look at all the stories that are told since a long time ago and all the historic figures and so on, you just know that people were equal, and sometimes like we have the comparison actually culturally with the Western values. Like there's a concept of lady first, right? I don't know the exact meaning of that, but what we interpret it as is that, in your country, your lady first, like you let the lady go first, right? But that's like testing if the wherever you're going to is safe with the woman. And over here in Japan, it's males, like men have to walk in front of women. Like we females follow men, like 3 steps behind and so on. Today we, hold our hands and so on, but back in the day, or even today, like when I go to events and so on, I make sure that my husband walks, in front of me and I follow him, and that's the case. And we have this cultural understanding that it is so that we are protected, so it's interesting how the order is different. Oh, Francis, thank you for coming. Do Japanese conservatives ever campaign against moral issues like abortion or IVF? What is IVF publicly? I'd like to hear your thoughts. IVF. Oh, I see. The technical thing. 日本は道徳的な話題について保守がキャンペーンをするかと。中絶とか体外受精とか。
昔やってたけど、今の保守、最近の保守は興味がない。
We conservatives used to do that back in the day, but not today. We are not interested. Like 50 years ago in the 70s? 70s, 80s, conservatives were fighting for, but we were pro-life. So it's the same because we are conservatives, right? But today, today's conservatives today are not interested. Conservatives today are busy infighting, like, fighting each other. So, Yoko, do you think Japan's lack of individualism contributes to isolation and mental health issues? I want. Could you elaborate? I can't really connect the concepts in my head. Oh, Europe, like those involved in Ukraine who explicitly told people there to ignore Trump's orders. Ah, I see. Like those who betrayed Trump, basically. I see. Yeah, I can see that happening. Yeah. Man, it puts us, Japan, in a weird, awkward position though, because Japan, our territories, as I said before, our so-called northern territories, those islands in the north, are illegally occupied by Russia. They during Soviet Union era, they like after when the World War II was ending, they came in illegally and just occupied and still occupying today. And that's the just like Russia took Crimea, just like that. Like we have the Northern Territory issues. So for us Japanese, we're in the same position as Ukraine. Like we have this problem, and it has happened, and we're somehow keeping it there. Like they don't invade it to the south, but just for now, right? So we have to stop Russia right now, and we also see that there are lots of nations and ethnic states that are well, I mean, what's the word? Like nations, ethnic, I forget the terms. But those ethnic groups and so on that are oppressed by Russia today, and basically we are the same. So we are cooperating, and also we don't want to make the what you call like the example, for the future. Like we don't want to create a case where uh, we can change the world order by force. That is something that we like. On that, I actually agree with Nikki Haley, like that way of thinking, because that's just the what Nikki Haley, like her understanding of the world and global politics is just what we believe in, like commonly. It's just the same, like our common sense, right? And Trump is more about America first, and he has his own view, so that is different. So that's why, even though we understand where Trump is coming from and what the picture that he depicts, like we can see that, but at the same time we're like I don't know, like we have this world order that we want to keep, and also we don't want to forgive those like Putin and so on. And like we don't want to send the wrong message to Putin and Xi Jinping, because they don't listen to words. They just listen to power and what happens, right, as a result. So no. My great grandfather was a Pearl Harbor. Wow. My grandmother was raised in Japan. During the occupation, she shared her love of Japan with me. So crazy how fast Japan changed, yet still kept its identity. Yeah. I mean, I think it's not the change. Like, we didn't change. We were like, we just developed technology wise, and it started Japan changed, I would say, in Meiji era, so 1868, I believe. I hope that I got the year right. Meiji era, so yeah, I'm right. 1868 to 1912, so 45 years. That's called Meiji era. Now you know. The more you know, right? uh yeah, but so back then, our people back then thought that we had to change ourselves to the Western standards, or else we will be in danger. So that's why our people would go to Britain, for example, to learn the new technology and so on, and came back with what they have learned. And we just changed ourselves, and of course, like Japan had trades going too. Like a lot of foreigners somehow misunderstand Japan's history, thinking that we had closed borders. That's a myth. That's not accurate, we were trading with we stopped the trading with certain countries, and then we kept some others going. So yeah, love your sweater, it's great, thank you. It's like, I don't know, years old now, but I'm glad that you find it great. Thank you so much. If you give me super chat, I could afford a new clothes. Just saying. Good evening from New Orleans again, Yoko. I hope you're doing well. Thank you. I'm really concerned we are going to see some bad stuff here before November 6th. Yeah, I think America's politics today is on a different level than before. It's very intense. And so are the people. Hey, speaking of which, what happened to New York? I saw the news of all this girls. What's that term? I forget. New York. National Guard, right? Like they are. Yeah. New York will send National Guards to subways after a string of violent crimes. Man, it's crazy. See, like already, like they are. My concern is that because the border is open, lots of people are flooding in, even from China. It's interesting how, by the way, that Chinese people are escaping to America today because the economy in China is really bad. There are lots of cases of that. So that's interesting. But at the same time, what that means is that with that excuse, Chinese communists, like militants, could go in. So that's my concern, because they could instantly, start some problem. Yeah. I think the issue is that in the US, equal is equated with privileges, not equal rights. Maybe I think in Japan there is no such thing as pension after divorce for women as it is in the US. That's so true. Yeah, our culture is so much different. And we don't think about, like, we don't have privileges. So see, I can't even pronounce that. So that's just 240 people. Thank you for coming. Yes. Man, who contributed to boosting the number of the viewers today? I wonder. What's Hidetoshi's favorite episode or movie of Uchu Senkai Yamato? And what's his favorite theme song? I love Final Yamato and its ending song Uchu Senkai Yamato 83. 宇宙戦艦ヤマトのお気に入りなエピソード。
最後突撃すると。
Sorry. The last scene where they what's the word? Like going. 突撃って英語でなんて言うんだ？突撃英語。Assault? No, assault. Onslaught? On crush? I guess on crush. No, on rush. On rush? Just go in. Kamikaze attack. Yeah, that's his favorite.
まあ、それからもう一つは一番最初に泥の中から出てくるところ。
Or the first scene where they come out from the mud. Or the ground. I haven't seen it, so. Yoko, the Japan reporter did a video today on isolation and mental health. The collectivist mindset can shun those with isolation and mental health. I don't know. I feel like Japanese people feel isolated often, though, because we are supposed to be connected and we aren't. You know what I mean? Like, especially in this digital age, those, like, we are connected all the time with the internet. And it's cool for those who are connected, but there are people that get bullied and so on, and also they can't get in the circle and so on. It's really, I think, my perspective. This is my personal perspective, but we just can't tell. It's just case by case, right? So, and I bet that it's has a lot of like it depends on the where in Japan you live in. The life that you have in Tokyo must be so much different from the life you have in Shimane prefecture where there's like nobody living there. Right? Like it's completely different. It's the same country, but it's just different. Right? Like, when it comes to 孤独とかなんとかっていう問題は. Yeah, because in countryside people are connected. Yeah, it's a traditional way of living, but in Tokyo or even here in Fukuoka, it's growing and our city is growing, and in Kyushu Island, the southern island, our city is, or our prefecture is the biggest, so people come in from other areas. So we are basically Tokyo of Kyushu Island. You know what I mean? So our life is probably different from other areas as well. So yeah, same for America too. You'd be amazed how many movie ideas we stole from Akira Kurosawa and others. Look at how low budget Godzilla completely defeated all our $100+ million movies. Oh yeah. I think that though that when Japan and the US collaborate legally, not by stealing and so on, but just do it in the official way, then we create such a great baby, right? Don't you think? I really loved the Super Mario movie. I really, really loved it. Even though there was the influence of political correctness, as a work, as a movie, it was so great. Our ideas and your technology combined together, just amazing. Good evening from Nashville. Hello, good evening. Thanks for coming. What's Japanese people's opinion of the Okinotorishima dispute that neither China, South Korea, nor Taiwan recognize as a legitimate exclusive economic zone for Japan? 沖ノ鳥島について。についての日本の意見。It's an island. It's not a rock. Yeah. It's an island. 囲まれてるやつ。Yeah. We are trying our best not to save the island. We need to start a campaign. Save the island. Yeah. 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 この人は理解してる。Economic zone. Yeah. So yeah, it's just an island, but as you say, it's the economic zone. So we don't want to lose that zone. So it's more than an island, of course. My husband is impressed with you that you understand very well. Did you already talk about Biden sending our ships to the northern Pacific to defend Taiwan? 北の方、パシフィックの台湾を守るためにバイデンが船を送った？ Oh, I didn't talk about it. I'm not aware of that. Yeah, but Japan is, in Japan there are US bases. So, yeah, it's good. And another concern, which reminds me, is that Trump, during his first term, he suggested that like he wanted to get rid of the US base in South Korea. Oh, from Japan too. Trump wanted to get rid of the bases. Yeah, but when it comes to in terms of South Korea, it seems that towards the end, those aides close to him, is it aides? Like the people that were with him stopped him by saying that, oh, let's do it in the next term. And he was like, okay, you know? So like we're kind of concerned, you know, that it doesn't happen because US presence is really important in a time like this, like East Asia situation. We don't want to get rid of the presence of the US. And of course, back in the day, like during like right after World War II, of course, like I would have said a different thing, like, oh yeah, get out, right? But that's not the case. Our relations have changed, our surroundings have changed, and so yeah. Whew. Oh my art sale. I haven't touched Etsy. I'm a lazy person. Sorry. But thank you for reminding me. Let's see. Oh, it's been an hour. Where are you guys tuning in from? Because it must be late for majority of you. New York is a perfect example of what happens when people elect modern Dems. Yeah, when they get too comfortable. It took years for Giuliani to restore the city, only to be once turned to trash quickly. Yeah. Because what happens with immigrants is that, of course, there are smart immigrants that you want to take, you know, to develop your country for the better. But not everyone is smart. Not everyone is educated. Not everyone has common sense or common values or respect for your country. And when you live with those people, it just goes bad, right? Did you see the repost that I did on X? I reposted this video I believe it's in India, and there are lots of Muslims that are praying, you know, doing the on the ground they're praying, and then the Indian, some kind of girl, kicks them in the stomach to make them move, you know, because it's in a big street or road. I mean, yeah, that was like a big road where vehicles go by, and they got this Indian guy, he kicks them to move them, you know. And that's just how it is with diversity when done in the wrong way. Over here in Japan, surprisingly, we have lots of different cultural and religious understandings, and we do, I don't know, like we somehow are co-living. But I guess, as I keep repeating myself, it must be the percentage. The majority of us are Japanese, so I guess that's why we don't have a problem yet. But yeah. And let's see. I want to go to Hokkaido. Looks like a lovely place. Yeah, I want to go too. There seems to be this blue lake, very blue lake. I want to see that someday. I haven't been to Hokkaido nor Okinawa, and I have to see my own country, you know. My parents, by the way, their honeymoon was in Hokkaido, not overseas. Hokkaido, very humble. Hello from KY, by the way. Is it Kentucky? Not very good. Oh yeah, I was right. Kentucky. KFC. KFC. Let's see. Hi, Yoko. Hello. Thanks for coming. Oh, you're from Brazil. Oh, cool. The other side of the world. That's amazing. It's so weird. We have the sun right now. You don't. It's 3 a.m. in Virginia. Oh my gosh, I gotta let you go, I guess. 1 a.m. Huh? I can see his chat, I think. Oh yeah, I see. Sorry. Where? I don't know. Earlier chats. Where is your? Sorry. Lots of comments. Lots of comments. Earlier chat. This one? Yuko, I was wondering if maybe hikikomori girls are better dating material than gyarus. Is there a way to meet any of them? Nobita's videos told me they are shy but very friendly. Maybe they're otakus. Maybe hikikomori girls are better dating material than gyarus. Yeah, don't date gals. Just don't. They're not. It's really rare when a gal is actually good, you know. They have to be that appearance because they have some issues on their mind, right? Or how they grew up was bad. You might think that it's a prejudice, but it's not. It's just what happens. Because when you have a healthy mind, you love your body, you love everything about what you have or what you are given, and you don't change that. And hikikomori girls, they have a problem too. So I don't know. The best would be those who are studying English at English conversation school and so on. Those who are studying English would love to date you. Oh, rest in peace, Abe. Thank you. By the way, I have a live stream on my gaming channel too. I've been playing COD Mobile like every day. It's not like I play every day, but it is because I want to appeal to different genre of people from different genre. I don't know the grammar, but yeah. So if you can come to that stream too, it's Random Miyoko Vlog. It used to be a vlog channel. Most of the illegal immigrants in America are from Venezuela. They are bottom tier people. They are committing most of the crime. Oh no. That is interesting. Huh. It is so interesting. Like South America is so like not safe. I remember. Oh, let me take a screenshot. I remember when there was a. I don't know if it was. I don't remember if it was the Olympics time, but I saw. Was it in Brazil? I don't remember, but somewhere in South America, and like this female reporter was speaking to the camera, right? And then she had a necklace. And then even though she is on TV while she's speaking, somebody just snatches the necklace and run away. And I'm like, what did I just see? You know? So yeah. And when I look at other countries, I sometimes wonder why they have dictators, you know, like in China or Russia basically is that too. And Middle East and so on. And I'm like, it's because people don't listen. that you just need to show your power to, lead, because people don't usually listen. And really, I think that prosperity and education is really, really important. It sounds dumb because it's used many times by politicians, oh, education, education. And I used to think like, oh, it's so stupid. Like, they're saying that just to sound nice, right? But I realized, like, at this age now, I realized that education really is the key, right? What's up, Yoko senpai? Yeah, I hope you are well. Thank you for coming. I'm doing well. I'm overwhelmed by the number of the viewers today. Like in total, by the way. I guess people are watching on Twitter. Is it broken? I have no idea. Oh, super chat! Thank you. YouTube will not allow my actual comment. I wonder why. Sometimes it does that. I don't think I have any word to block though. I guess they just, or maybe I have to, maybe the function is on if I don't turn it off. Maybe that's the case. The dictator of El Salvador got rid of all crime in his country by imprisoning all the gangs and anyone remotely associated with the gang. That's awful. At the same time, that's what you have to do, right? Like you can't listen to everybody. You just have to do it to create, order. Man, isn't it interesting that things are so different in each country? Japan is like, I'm a strong believer of like sea power, land power concept. Japan is surrounded by the oceans, meaning that our borders are secured, and because of the oceans, we have lots of sea products, and also like we can, of course, we have foods on land as well. So like we can enjoy a lot of different things, and we can have fun in the mountains or river or the oceans. We can do everything, right? And all this land countries, the products are limited, and it's harder to develop your country or to prosper, and people could like the nutrition, everything too, it's different, and I bet that frustration piles up. And yeah, we are so gifted. The only problem is that we live right next to China. Yep. Giver, thank you for coming. Okay, it's been an hour. Should I go? I want to know if Yoko is aware of the illegal immigrants from Peru strangled a 7-year-old girl in Hiroshima. I don't know the exact case. No. But there are crimes committed by immigrants not often, but sometimes I see cases. So I am aware of problems that comes with immigrants. Gals don't know why some translate like that. Yeah. Are the modern equivalent to sukeban? Sukeban is such a, I don't even know that well. That's an old term. Leader of a female gang, I guess. Gals today are just, when we hear the word gals in Japanese, it just means like females, like mostly young, but those who dye their hair to blonde or like extremely light color and massive makeup they get tanned a bit, just like blondes, in your country. And lots of eyelashes and nails that could be weapons. Those sort of things. You don't want to mess with gals. Like, right. Yeah, gals wear short skirts, super short skirts and boots and so on, but Skeban back in the day wore long skirts. Yeah. Let's see, you could play Resident Evil 7, do a playthrough. Oh, I would love to do that. But the problem that I'm having with games is that I don't have a computer, like a good PC. All I have is this laptop, and I'm using my phone as a camera. So I don't have the system yet. So I really hope that you guys, if possible, you guys could support me. Then I could afford to buy things, to set up my whatever system I have to have. Let's see. El Salvador doesn't have a dictator. He was literally re-elected by like 94% of the people for making El Salvador safe. Interesting. Is the election like election though? Because, for example, in Cambodia, for example, or Russia too, though, but they arrested the opposition party leader and so on, stuff like that. And so basically got rid of their opponents first and then had the election. So of course they're gonna win. So that's something, I guess that's something that the left is trying to do with the cases against Trump right now. But they do that because there are examples in the world. But I don't know about El Salvador. Does China worry you on what they might do next? Worry you on what they might do next if China takes over Taiwan? Yes. In Japan, among our community, we have the way of thinking that Taiwan's emergency is Japan's emergency. And that is the phrase used by Shinzo Abe. And yes, it's like when we look at Taiwan, when we look at Taiwan, we don't think of Taiwan as Taiwan, like another country. Like I like to think of Taiwan as a country, just so you know. But yeah, we don't look at it as another country. We are in this together. Like it's like our fate is the same, So it's just like I guess on a board game or something, like chess game. I don't know. I don't play that sort of game, so I don't know. But China is countries around them to expand, right? China is there, and they got Tibet, East Turkestan, known as Uyghur, Southern Mongolia, and then Hong Kong recently, and then next is Taiwan or Japan's Senkaku Islands. And for us, if and we don't know in what way they would invade though. There's even the expression of what's the word? Silent invasion, or was it? なんだっけ? Silent invasion だっけ? なんかね、言葉が。silent invasion. So we don't know in what way we are getting invaded, but is what's happening. In Japan, there are lots of Tibetans, Uyghurs, Southern Mongolians, Hong Kongers, that are oppressed by the Chinese Communist Party. Even Chinese people are here, and they escaped from China. Those people are want democracy in China. Just like Liu Xiaobo, the Nobel Peace Prize laureate. They were fighting, against CCP like him. But they had to leave the country because it's not safe, right? And they are doing their political movement here in Japan too. So and I work with those people. So my sense, the world that I live in here in Japan is that we are in this together. Like I'm literally friends with Tibetans, Uyghurs, Southern Mongolians, Hong Kongers. We are together. We talk to each other, and they are fluent in Japanese too, by the way. So we just communicate, just like we are one big family, and we are against CCP. And Taiwanese people, I don't know Taiwanese people here, but I'm friends with Taiwanese people in Taiwan. And there are Tibetans and so on that are living in Taiwan as well. So like we just communicate together all the time. So when we talk about Taiwan in politics, I can't ignore them, like another country. Like they are our family. We were the same country before. I don't know what they think of that today, but like Japanese people, we love Taiwan. So yeah. Do girls try to be anime girls? No. They're feisty and they speak in a bad manner as well. Very, what's the word? Vulgar? Vulgarity. Vulgar? Yeah. Not, they're not, I don't know. I'm friends with some of them, but and those who want to be anime girls are just anime nerds, those there are Japanese young girls that imitate like cute voices of anime and so on. Like there are some in gamer community as well, and that annoys me so much, by the way. Again, I'm influenced by America, so like I love females that speak from their belly, like they're down to earth and they speak like an adult, they're elegant and so on. But over here in Japan, like I guess the female figure in Western countries, like females are expected to be sexy, for example. But over here in Japan, I guess the culture is that we are supposed to be cute. So I actually don't get liked by boys here, but I would get an attention from Western countries because I'm so me, right? But no, Japanese guys, like I scare them off. My husband wasn't. He saw the cuteness in me. Come, time is up. Okay. I gotta go, man. Cambodia is a slave state of China. Yes, exactly. Please pay attention to the country because I don't think that they have enough exposure, and I really want them to have. Because there are, like, I'm friends with the vice president, I believe, of the opposition party of Cambodia. And yeah, she's working she travels around the world. She was recently in Japan too. But yeah, there are people that are working so hard to fight against China and for their independence. So please pay attention to them also. Okay, yeah, I gotta go. My husband, my husband, I need to take me for a walk. Thank you so much for so many people showing up today. Thank you so much. This is a weekly live stream, so let's get together in a week. Okay. Okay. Huh? I just hope Japan stays Japan. Don't fall for the woke crap. we our culture is kind of woke though in a way because we are not a Christian nation. We have different cultural values and we've lived with, like, we are open to LGBT and so on, just not in marriages. So that's the only case. Otherwise we are open to anything basically. So thank you, Yoko, forever, forever off cam, Hide and chat. Thank you so much. He's sitting on my gaming chair, like right there. Yoko, you seem like a nice girl. Thank you. Your husband is lucky to have you. Yeah, he better understand that. Okay, thank you guys so much. Have a nice day. Thank you. God bless. So, yeah, see you in a week. Okay. Anyway, Yoko, I bought my tickets. I'll leave for Japan on April 3. Oh, cool. I look forward to seeing you. Nice. Nice. Please take care on your way here. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you so much for coming. Let's get together again next week. Have a good night or have a good day. Okay, thank you. Bye.